Mike Mallett here with Bobby Sweeney from DIRTtrackDigest.com, recapping night number one here of Super Dirt Week, the pregame, if you will, the kickoff to all the action. The DIRTcar 358 Modified Series visiting the Utica-Rome Speedway, and dominant performance tonight is the only way to say it by the driver of the number 6, Mat Williamson.
Yeah, dominant. Started on pole, led all 100 laps, and was challenged for a couple, maybe throughout the distance. It was just not one of those Mat Williamson beatdowns we've been accustomed to seeing this year. Yeah,
Mat Williamson's been good all year, so it's not like it's a surprise to see him get the job done. But the thing that probably made it a little easier for him was starting on the pole. We had a chance to chat with him, and he talked about how great, good the car was. And again, starting on the pole obviously made the difference as well.
Yeah, he had a fantastic car. We had a bunch of restarts throughout that race, and he had different people lining up next to him all the time, whether it be Alan Therian, great run by him, Larry White, but no one can match his speed at all at any point in this race.
Yeah, even Erick Rudolph. You expect Erick Rudolph to be in the mix here, as dominant as he was here at Utica-Rome, but he had to start a little bit deeper, and that kind of inhibited him a bit, and he had a couple of restarts get called back that really hurt his chances. I think he went from 4th to 2nd on one of them, then the yellow came out.
Yeah, and there's another restart where Rudolph, I believe, was 4th, and by the time they got out of turn 2 on that restart, he was all the way back, or 8th and 9th, and Rudolph was just on the bad end of the stick tonight. For a while there, with like 10 or 5 to go, he actually appeared to be a little bit faster than Williamson at times, but he was 5 seconds behind him. You can't do much when you're 5 seconds back.
No, it's tough. And track conditions tonight are a little bit different than you traditionally see here at Utica-Rome. Everybody talks about, Utica-Rome is slick, it's this, it's that. Tonight, it was hammer down. And both for the 358s and the Sportsman division, those guys were on the hammer all the way around, banging up on the cushion. And even now, as we look over our shoulders on the racetrack, it's finally just starting to slick off.
Yeah, they were wide open in hot laps. There were 358s I heard on the rev chip, and they didn't lift at all. I mean, this was not the Utica-Rome I listen to people complain about, oh, it's too slick, it's too slick. There isn't much in the way of black behind me on the racetrack. We got wide open. Racing was really good behind Williamson, I should say. He kind of made it a little bit of a boring show up front, but I'm sure he was okay with that.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Again, we have Erick Rudolph finishing in 2nd, Mike Mahaney finishing in 3rd. What a great race Mahaney and Erick Rudolph had for that runner-up spot. Ryan Arbuthnot comes home in 4th, continued the strong season that he's had. Finishing in 5th, Alan Therian. How about that? A driver from Quebec. No offense to the Quebec guys, but we traditionally don't see them come to Central New York here at Utica-Rome and do as well as maybe we'll see coming up at, per se, Brewerton or some of the smaller tracks.
I got to apologize. I mispronounced his name. I'm not used to saying that name because I don't see him hardly at all down here. But like you said, maybe this is the type of conditions they're more used to up in Quebec, these really fast, heavy tracks. This wasn't typical Utica-Rome, and for maybe that allowed some people who aren't used to the typical Utica-Rome run good because it wasn't typical Utica-Rome tonight.
Right, and if we look down the rundown from there, again, sorry, I'm using a light that we got here. Dave Marchicelli finished 6th, Rocky Warner 7th. It's funny how those guys always end up together, whether it's modifieds or sportsmen. Finishing 8th was Chad Brockman, Rusty Smith, and Jan Bussier rounds out the top 10. And a great night of racing here. Had a couple of hiccups, couple of crashes there, a couple of red flags necessary throughout the night. Just, again, track was really fast tonight, and the sportsman guys struggled a little bit with it. It's a little bit different than what they're used to as well, and that caused a couple of red flags situations, and we'll talk a little bit about that. Kevin Root picked up the victory. Dominant performance by him. Tough night for Matt Janzik here. Matt Janzik, the track champion. His car, severe damage to the front end.
Yeah, Janzik had some issues with his car. Brought out a yellow, went to the pits, went to the back of that field, and started picking off some cars here and there. And they started wrecking in front of him. He had nowhere to go. He ended up hitting A.J. Philbeck, who was already upside down and flipped himself. 2 cars upside down in one wreck. Not good. Thankfully, everyone walked away from that one.
And that's key to this whole thing. So it was Kevin Root, Alan Fink, Kyle Inman, Jackson Gill, and Charlie Tibbetts, the top 5 there in the Sportsman. So I think the one notable maybe that we didn't see qualify that we would have expected to qualify is Brett Hearn, right? I mean, I think I have to mention that.
Yeah, it's been well documented over the past 5, 6, 7 years that Hearn hasn't ran well in the special events here, but you expect him to qualify. Tonight, Hearn, tough luck, went backwards in the seat, backwards in the consi, loaded up early for tonight.
Yeah, it's tough here at Utica-Rome. If you don't have laps here, even though the track was different, we heard the cars running a little different. Normally, you don't hear guys on the chip all that much here, and tonight, on the chip, in hot laps, coming down by the flag stand. So obviously, they had to make a lot of changes. They get the cars ready for tonight. But overall, fast night of racing. I mean, this track, hammered down, a little bit different than what we were used to, but a great way to kick off the 2019 edition of Super Dirt Week.
Yeah, fantastic edition to start it off. We I didn't get to see the show last year. Well, no one did because it rained out. I didn't get to see it in 2017, which I meant to say, a race which Williamson also won. Kind of spoiled the party of Shepard and Friesland in that show. I'm just ready to get inside, get somewhere warm. As you can tell, I'm like shivering cold right now.
I think that's required for every video we're going to do from here on out. But as always, we thank you for watching here on DIRTtrackDigest.com. Stay tuned to our website, our all-new Super Dirt Week website, and our YouTube channel, as we'll have all the action covered from the 2019 edition of Super Dirt Week. For Bobby Sweeney, I'm Mike Mallett, and we'll catch you down the road at the races.
I need to get one of those DTD hats. Like,
I don't even have one. I have an ESS one.
DTD hats. Dude, it's cold out. We got to make an investment here.
You got to man up, all right, man? So we'll see you next time here again. Stay tuned to DIRTtrackDigest.com.